A new main box gets announced? Whack. A new character gets added into the game? Whack. What I'm here for, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, is to only talk about metagame, because clearly I'm just Duel Links Meta 2.0. Clearly that's what I am. I only care about metagame. I don't care about any new cards. They're all trash anyways. Today, I'm only here to make content on the new ban list that got added into the game. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, what's up everybody? Watt007 here, back at it again with some new content for all of you boys and girls. Sorry for not talking about the new main box yet. I'll get around to it when I get around to it, but recently I've had some PC issues and internet issues, but most of that should be resolved now. We'll be good to go here. I'll be talking about the new character, new box soon, but since the new ban list just came out like 20 to 30 minutes ago at the time that I'm recording this video, I gotta talk about it now before it's too late, because I'm already late on the other content. Might as well try to be up to date on the ban list, that's for sure. And for what some people have been saying is that this new ban list is pretty spicy, so I'm looking forward to seeing what crazy changes are going to get added to the game. Hopefully I can provide a decent metagame analysis for all of you guys, since I've kind of been out of it when it came to Duel Links, because Duel Links is really dead in February, and that's why I didn't see any uploads for me. But considering the fact that Konami's adding a lot of updates, I should be back and good to go in the action for some Duel Links content in March for all of you guys. And yeah, let's just get into today's video. Hope you guys are excited. If you guys are, you know what to do. Leave a like on the video down below and sub to the channel for more Duel Links content. And also, before we get into this, I do got to shout out all the YouTube members at the Chaos Triangle Pioneer tier and above. Once we shout them out, let's go take a look at the new ban list, because I hear it's pretty spicy and I can't wait to do a blind reaction to it. I'm hyped, boys. Big shout out to Kyle, Toby, Caboose, and Mr. Caleb for being YouTube members of the Chaos Triangle Pioneer tier and above. If you guys want to get shout out at the beginning of my videos, become a Chaos Triangle Pioneer member today. And without further ado, let's go hop into today's spicy Duel Links ban list. Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, let's go take a look at the action that's going to be happening here. It looks like these changes are going to be happening on March 9th. So it looks like the forbidden and limited changes are going to be happening on March 9th, and any skill rebalances are going to be happening in between the 17th or 19th, and they're going to be mandatory on March 25th. So this is exciting. Let's go take a look at the forbidden and limited list first. Oh boy, let's go take a look at this real quick. And first of all, we're going to be seeing a card here that I'm surprised about. Okay. Bamboo Scrap. This card is getting limited to weaken strategies that hinder the opponent's ability to summon by special summoning tokens to their side of the field. Personally, for me, I've never seen this card in my life. I have 3 copies of it, it looks like, but I've never seen this card in my life, never seen it used against me. So that's pretty interesting right here. This card states tribute 1 plant type monster, special summon 2 plant tokens to your opponent's side of the field in defense position. Interesting. That's pretty interesting right there. I mean, a lot of decks in the game do require special summoning, and a lot of decks in the game do some crazy special summoning from extra deck, from the graveyard. So having a bunch of annoying tokens on the field could be pretty obnoxious, because you're not going to be able to easily tribute them off. And not every deck's going to run level or rank 1 Exceeds monsters into the game. So maybe that's why they're going to be hindering this card. But again, I personally have never seen this card. Just never before. I've never seen this card see any play. But I could kind of see why it could be problematic, just because of the fact that, yeah, there's a lot of ways to special summon in the game. The top decks in the game don't really tribute things off to get rid of cards. So yeah, that's interesting right there. But yeah, limited to 1. Oh well, not a big deal to me. It does not hurt me whatsoever. One thing I am happy about, though, is that limited 2 Misjudge is going to be limited to. We'll have to wait and see on the skill rebalances. I probably should have took a look at these skill rebalances first, because I have a feeling Master Destiny got hit, because that skill is very toxic. And yeah, I'm super happy to see Misjudge get hit, just for the fact that those Master Destiny decks are super toxic and are super annoying to go against, and can be extremely unfair for just how powerful they can be. The fact that you can get 3 negates for free is just absolutely insane, thanks to the Master Destiny skills. So again, I'll have to take a look at the skills later on in today's video, but seeing this in the semi-limit list is going to be fantastic, because this is going to make it to where people are only going to be able to run 1 copy of Cup of Ace and 1 copy of Misjudge. So you're going to see this card not as often as you would have when you go against Master Destiny and Desperado decks, which is fantastic right there. So this is a very good hit. I'm personally happy for it, and I hope a lot of other people are happy for it, because again, Master Destiny decks are very just degenerate and very annoying to play against, that's for sure. Next up, we have Head Judging, another fantastic card. So it looks like they're just straight up killing those Master Destiny decks. Again, like I've been saying already, it's a very toxic deck and a very unfair deck to begin with. The fact that you can manipulate coin flips to give you 100% probability is super annoying to deal with, and just unfair for the game. And while the deck wasn't like tier 1 whatsoever, it was still super annoying to go against and very obnoxious to play against. So the fact that they're just straight up killing the deck is a fantastic thing, and I'm very happy for it. So Head Judging, Cup of Ace, Misjudge, all in the limited 2 list is more than okay for me. most likely won't be seeing as many Desperado Barrel Dragon decks with Master Destiny thanks to this hit. And I'm hoping that the Master Destiny skill also got hit just for the fact of how degenerate this deck is. But yeah, awesome to see. I'm happy about this. Next up in the... Okay, so we're done with that. So only Limited 2 and Limited 1 are this right here. But again, get rid of Master Destiny. I'm okay with it. Let's go. Limited 3... Amazoness Onslaught. Okay, so Amazoness Onslaught is going to be going to 3 right here. And maybe they're going to be expecting Amazoness to potentially come back, but they still think that this card is powerful enough to kind of stick in the game. I still haven't done a full deep dive on the new main box yet, so I don't know if we're getting any new Amazon cards yet. But it is interesting to see that Amazon's Onslaught is going to 3, especially for the fact that, yeah, you will be able to play 3 copies of Onslaught, and if you still need a rock back row removal, you can play Mystical Space Typhoon, because that was one of the new cards I know that's getting added from the new main box, for what I've seen from other YouTubers' thumbnails. Because I was about to say that you can't run Cyclone and you can't run Amazon's Onslaught together, but that won't matter because of Mystical Space Typhoon getting added to the game. So yeah, Amazoness will have back row removal. That's going to be easy. They're going to be having 3 copies of Onslaught, which is going to be really good for them. Actually, I forgot. Princess is at 3 still, isn't it? Hold on. Let me go check the current ban list. Oh, never mind. Amazoness Princess is not on the Limited 3 list anymore. Again, it's been a very long time since I've played Amazon, but yeah, so yeah, they'll be able to play 3 copies of Onslaught. If they need back row removal, they can play Mystical Space Typhoon because that's getting added to the game soon. They can run their 3 Princess, 2 Amazon Swordswoman. They're good to go. This is a huge buff for the deck. I'm very curious to see if Onslaught at 3 is going to make this deck good again. I hope it doesn't, because I genuinely did not like Amazoness back in the day. One of my most annoying decks to play against, but very cool to see that they're bringing this deck back. That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool that they're bringing this deck back. I'm very curious to see if it's going to be meta again now that they can run 3 Onslaught, because 3 Onslaught was really powerful back in the day, so that's cool. Oh, and looks like Rose Lover is no longer on the Forbidden and Limited list. That is awesome too. What deck was it? So, oh yeah, I remember now. I was trying to play Sylvans again now that Sylvans are like completely off the ban list. So one thing that was very difficult to try to play Sylvans was the fact that Rose Lover was still on the Limited 2 list. So the fact that Rose Lover is off the ban list is amazing. Maybe I'll give Sylvans a shot again now that Rose Lover is completely off the ban list. But still, we're getting some new Akiza cards next month, which is fantastic. So hopefully Rose Lover and some other plant cards getting added to the game will make plant decks good, because I would be perfectly okay with having fun with plant decks. So that's awesome to see. Fantastic removal right here. Again, Rose Lover saying like no play recently whatsoever, so the fact that it's getting removed is fantastic. Unfortunately, it does seem like that we're not getting any hits to Blue Eyes White Dragon, but at the same time, I'm not surprised that no hits are happening to Blue Eyes White Dragon, only for the fact that thanks to the new Blue Eyes evolution structure deck that got added into Duel Links, a lot of returning players and new players came to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links that have been playing the crud out of this game. So Konami's pretty aware of that, and I feel like it's going to be a long time until Blue Eyes White Dragon is going to be like completely hit and just not meta anymore. I still feel like they're going to try to drag out Blue Eyes White Dragon for a good amount of more months to try to keep players coming back into the game. So I genuinely do not think Blue Eyes is going to get hit anytime soon until the next ban list. I feel like the next ban list, what's probably going to happen is that they're probably going to hit Karma Cut to maybe Limited 3. And with the addition of Mystical Space Typhoon, hopefully Karma Cut won't be as problematic as it was before. But yeah, they're probably going to hit Karma Cut to the Limited 3. I'm going to assume that's what's going to happen. And then in the ban list after the next one, we'll probably see some Blue Eyes hits if Blue Eyes is still going to be problematic. But Blue Eyes is still going to run rampant and rank PvP just for the fact that it just brought so many players into the game. Konami's still going to want to milk some of that Blue Eyes money, so they're still going to try to do that. But still, this is not as bad as I would have thought for a ban list. I don't think it's really hitting the problematic cards, unfortunately. But these are good. At least one degenerate deck is going to get off of the meta game, which is fantastic. And this will probably be the beginning of hopefully Blue Eyes getting hit too. But still, we got to go take a look at the skill rebalances, because this could completely change everything here. So let's go take a look at these. Okay, cool. So it looks like we're getting a Master Destiny hit, a What Grows in the Graveyard hit, Transcendent Crystals, Iron Call, Cubic Seed are getting some change to make them better. And See You Later. Oh no, not See You Later. Oh no, they're actually hitting a skill that I like. This is the... Oh no, I was hoping the ban list was not going to affect me, but oh no, dude. And they're hitting Restart. Oh, okay, they're hitting Balance, Restart, Spell Specialist, Trap Player. Okay, we got a ton of stuff to talk about here. Okay, so let's just go take a look at the new stuff right here. Looks like what's getting buffed is Transcendent Crystals, Iron Call, and Cubic Seeds. What's getting nerfed is Master Destiny, What Grows in the Graveyard, See You Later, and I think Balance is getting hit too. Yeah, Balance is getting hit also. Wow, and Spell Restart, Spell Specialist, Trap Player, My Monster Cards, Heavy Start are all getting hit. There's a ton of nerfs here. So any skills that do any manipulation of card RNGs getting hit, and any skills that give huge advantage to you versus your opponent is also getting hit. Wow. Okay, this is insane. This skill rebalancing is actually insane compared to the card bans. Let's go take a look at all this. So transcendent crystals can be used to turn 3 and onward by sending 1 of 3 cards from your hands to the graveyard. Choose the same number of crystal beast monster from your deck, the number of cards you sent from your hands to the graveyard, and then place it in your spawn trap card zone. If you begin the duel with a deck that has 7 or more crystal beast monsters, you can use this skill regardless of the current turn. Oh, that's cool. So transcendent crystals can be used during either player's turn. Whoa, that's actually insane. Okay, so if you play a straight up Crystal Beast deck with 7 or more Crystal Beast monsters, you can play Transcendent Crystals during either player's turn to give you more resources. That's really cool. If you don't have 7 or more Crystal Beast monsters, you can still trigger the skill, but it won't be able to get used on your opponent's turn if I'm reading this correctly. That could be huge, depending on like how the deck will be played, because some of the Crystal Beast trap cards in the game can be very powerful, and the fact that you could like continuously cycle resources to be able to trigger those cards could be huge. I like that. That's a good buff. Iron Call can be used the next turn after you've activated Iron Call. Return 1 machine monster from your hand to your deck, then return 1 Iron Call from graveyard to the hand. The skill can only use once per duel. I don't know how I feel about this buff for Iron Call. I still don't think this skill is going to see any play. You only can trigger it by returning a machine type monster from your hand to your deck, and then you can summon, and then you can return an Iron Call from a graveyard to your hand. I guess it's cool, but it's not going to see any play. If you would have been able to summon it onto the field, then this skill would see play. If you could summon it from the graveyard onto the field, but yeah, there's no point. This skill is not going to see any play. So Iron Call, while I got a buff, it's not anything special. And then Cubic Seeds. At the beginning of your duel, add 3 of a jam Cubic Seed to your deck. This skill can only be used to begin the duel with a deck or extra deck that contains no monsters other than cubic monsters. In addition, the number of spawn trap cards that are not cubic cards must be 6 or lower. So the only buff right here is making it to where you could consider adding spawn trap cards that are not cubics into your deck, but the number of spawn trap cards have to be 6 or lower. So you are forced to play at least 6 cubic spell cards and trap cards, or like a combo of both, but then you can add like some more spell cards afterwards. So with this buff right here, you can play your cubic deck with the addition of some powerful semi-limited cards like Enemy Controller, and like what else, like Treacherous Trapple, just stuff like that from the ban list. Or if you want to tech in a couple Floodgates or a couple back row removal cards, you can do that too, as long as you already have 6 spell or trap cards at the cubics. That's an okay buff. So these skills are not going to see any play. Transcendent Crystals might see play, but these are some small buffs that could see some play depending on the right use. But Iron Call is irrelevant, but I think Cubic Seeds is a good buff for the deck, and Transcendent Crystals could potentially be good. We'll have to wait and see what people come up with, that's for sure. Moving on to the big stuff, though, let's go take a look at Master Destiny. Okay, so let's see how nerfed this skill is going to be. When you toss a coin, the result will always be heads for the first 3 coin tosses. Your first normal draw will be skipped. Ooh, that's kind of huge. The skill will only activate if you begin the duel with a deck that has 7 or more cards with different names that require coin tosses. Extra deck does not count. Wow. Okay, this is a huge nerf. Let me go take a look at the original text for Master Destiny, because I do want to check something real quick. Okay, so I just took a look at the original Master Destiny skill, and if I remember to edit it in, I will pop it up on like the left-hand side of the screen. So looks like the 2 nerfs that happen right here. One nerf that happened right here is the fact that now when your deck needs to have 7 or more cards with different names that require coin tosses, you can't utilize your extra deck in order to bypass the requirement, because there is a few extra deck monsters in the game that have coin flip effects, and it looks like some people may have been filling up their extra deck with Master Destiny, and some people must have been filling up their extra deck with coin flip monsters to bypass the Master Destiny effect. I personally have not seen that, and I don't know if this skill worked like that, but at least comparing this text, the new text, to the old text, it seemed like people were probably doing that with adding some extra deck coin flip monsters. So that's interesting right there. But the big nerf right here is the fact that your first normal draw will be skipped. So it's going to be hard to gain advantage, just because of the fact that if you go turn 2 or even turn 3, you won't be able to draw on your turn 2 or turn 3. So if you go first and set up your board and negate stuff, until turn like 5 or 6, you're not going to be able to draw a card. Turn 4, 5, or 6, you're not going to be able to draw a card, because it says your first normal draw. So you can't draw on turn 2 nor turn 3, which is actually insane right here. That's a huge hit. So there's that right there. And on top of the fact that so many of the cards that are coin flip cards are getting hit on the limited 2 list, is going to pretty much, for the most part, make this deck dead. People are probably going to figure out some ways to still play this deck. So there's still a good amount of coin flip cards in the game, and it still only has 7 or more cards with different names that require coin tosses. So I still think that this deck could potentially be toxic still, but I think this hit on top of the cards that are getting added onto the ban list is definitely going to make this deck less popular than what it has been. It might not kill it, but at the same time, it probably could kill it and make it to where this deck is reasonable to play against, which I hope that's going to happen. That's for sure. Because, yeah, again, this deck is super toxic. Next up, what grows in the graveyard? Oh, that's a huge hit. I didn't even read the effect out loud, but that is a huge hit. Can be used when your life points decrease by 1500. Add 1 Dark Verger to your graveyard from outside of your deck. This skill can only be used once per duel. So now synchro decks that utilize what grows in the graveyard with Junk Synchron and the other plant tuners in the game won't be able to trigger this skill immediately like it was before. Because as you guys know, this skill is able to trigger immediately at the beginning of the duel, but now you have to wait until your life points decrease by 1500, which is honestly a huge hit for the skill. And this skill is going to be a lot less versatile than before. And you're going to be somewhat forced to play stuff like Cosmic Cyclone to trigger those life points quick. I wish it was 1,000 life points. I low-key wish it was 1,000 life points to still make the skill usable and you just rock Cosmic Cyclone and you're just not able to rock those other limited 3 cards. But unfortunately, it's 1,500 and that's a huge hit for this deck. Again, like Duel Links was saying, Dark Verger, as time goes on, is getting more and more ways to get used in the graveyard since the addition of the skill, so they had to hit it. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a hit. And it looks like right here, too, is that this skill has been given a harder activation condition as we're planning to add cards that strengthen plant-type monsters in the game. So the fact that they're going to be planning to add more plant-type monsters to the game, probably in the next mini box or like a later main box. The fact that they're doing that, they just got to hit the skill now so people can't abuse plants when they become more powerful later on, which I could see. That's understandable. Still, huge hit for synchro decks, that's for sure. That's unfortunate. Next up, oh, I'm so sad about this one. KONAMI. Did you see my Chaos Dragon Levianeer video and you're like, bro, no more bullying low rank people. No more, because they just hit my skill, bro. They hit my skill, bro. Oh my goodness. This is like the only skill I use because I'm just a Chaos Dragon Levianeer simp and that's all I play. But yep, can be used when your life points decrease by 1500. Select 1 monster you control and which you are the original owner of. Return the selected monster to your hand. This skill can only be used once per duel. No. Now I can't OTK my opponents as much as I was able to, bro. Again, this skill was going to get hit sooner than later because it was a pretty busted skill with decks like Chaos Dragon Levianeer and probably other decks in the game. The fact that you could just bounce a card from your hand back or from your field back to your hand only to be able to special summon it again to trigger its effect is really, really, really good. I'm surprised this skill has been around for as long as it did. And I guess 1,500 life points isn't the worst thing in the world, but it definitely hurts being able to utilize this skill as versatile as it was before. So I'm personally sad about this. Oh man, this sucks, bro. This honestly sucks, dude. Just give me my skill back, bro. It's like the only skill I played, dude. On God, no cap. Anyways, let's go see what other skills got hit. So let's see. Balance. Your starting hand will reflect the card balance of your deck. The skill will not activate until you have at least 6 of each type of card monster spawn trapped in your deck. You cannot special summon or activate monster effects until the end phase of your first turn or main phase of your first turn. Balance is dead. Balance is dead. Oh boy, balance is hit hard. That's a hard hit. That sentence is brutal. Did they do it for everything else? Yep. All of these skills right here. Every starter, my monster cards, trap player, spell specialist, restart, balance. You just can't special summon no more. Konami's like, nope. No more special summoning. You cannot do that no more. Oh my goodness. Are you actually kidding me? I mean, this doesn't affect me too much because I never used any of these skills that kind of manipulate your RNG. So I never really bothered too much with these. But yeah, the fact that, yeah, you can't play these skills anymore because as you guys know, Duel Links is all about special summoning. Yu-Gi-Oh! In general is all about special summoning. The top tier decks in the game require special summoning in order to really trigger and get things going. So the fact that all these skills right here that manipulate RNG, you're not allowed to special summon until the end of the main phase of your first turn is very, very, very unfortunate. And if you're going turn 2 with stuff like this, you are in a world of hurt because of the fact that it says the end of your first main phase. So your opponent could have a skill that doesn't care about, or like they're running a deck that doesn't utilize any of these skills. They're doing their special summons, they're popping off and whatnot. And then you try to use a skill like this on your turn 2, you can't special summon. So you're supposed to build a board and protect yourself for a turn, and you can't do anything, so you can't special summon. And then on turn 3, they draw their card, they do their special summoning, and then they can attack you and take you out for game. Like, this will hurt these skills so much. And I'll be surprised to see any decks that are meta relevant that will use these skills, at least right now. Later on in the game, I could see a deck that doesn't care too much about special summoning. And due to the fact that they don't care too much about special summoning, they can utilize these skills to their advantage. But again, a lot of decks in the game do require special summoning to really get the board going and to set up board presence. The fact you won't be able to do it will make it to where you're not going to want to rock these skills anymore. That's for sure. But again, as more crazy cards come into Duel Links, the more and more we're going to see these RNG manipulating skills get nerfed, just so that those cards that are very powerful won't be able to just be broken and stop your opponents from being able to do stuff. So I'm not surprised, but it still sucks for anybody to play those. But again, the only one that I played was See You Later. That's the only hit I care about. Other than that, I'm okay with Master Destiny getting hit. These other skills, while it's a big deal, it doesn't matter to me too much personally, but it sucks for anybody that had good decks in the game that required to use some RNG manipulation. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. That was a pretty insane ban list, I'm not gonna lie. Skill-wise, that was pretty insane, but card-wise, not too much of a big deal. But still, it's good to see, and I'm very excited to see the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. But that's gonna be it for me in today's Duel Links video. I hope you guys did enjoy Watt 007's meta discussion, even though I haven't played the game in about a month. PogChamp. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, leave a like in the video down below. Sub to the channel if you guys are new. I will talk about the new main box. Give me a second, boys. I'll probably record it after this video, so just wait a little bit, boys. I'll get around to it. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next Duel Links video.